Fable 4 loses its narrative lead, leaving the rebooted franchise vulnerable. Playground Games are in for a long road ahead as they struggle to get this once iconic IP off the ground. It is no secret that developers are fighting an uphill battle with this game. Although the first Fable redefined decision-based adventure RPGs, the franchise has been in a downward spiral since then. The sequel did not live up to the expectations, and the trilogy fell utterly flat. They tried to revive the game once 10 years ago with Fable Legends, but that was not meant to be. Now, they are back with an all-new attempt, and many fans are left wondering if certain things aren't better left in the past. Although Fable is no system seller, they do have a core fanbase. In total, they have sold over 11 million games, and although this is minuscule by today's standards, back on the Xbox, this was an impressive feat. In 2004, it was considered a sales record. Microsoft Game Studio was still in its infancy, battling giants. By this point, Sony and Nintendo were well-established platforms setting the world on fire. However, not to be left in the dust, Microsoft started investing and developing. Although Halo overshadowed every other game on the Xbox, many classics did come from that era. One of these classics is Fable. The game holds a long history that cannot be ignored. As such, many people hope this game will succeed and capture its former glory. Sadly for fans, it does look like they might be in for another disappointment. Although the game is not out yet, there are plenty of indications to suggest that the game is struggling. If the last trailer does not indicate pending trouble looming, then the latest news coming from the studio might be. In a bizarre announcement, the narrative lead for the game decided to leave mid-project. Typically, this is a bad sign for any game or movie. Although it is never good to speculate, I will do it regardless. When any top executive leaves in the middle of a project, it is rarely for any good reason. The narrative lead said on Twitter, "Friends, I have news. In August, I'm stepping away from my role as narrative lead on Fable. I've had several wonderful years scribbling away in my fairy tale cottage, but the time feels right for new challenges. Working on Fable was a dream come true for me, and it's wrenching to leave it behind. But Playground has assembled a heroically talented team, so I know it's in good hands. I'm excited for what's coming next, for them and for me." This explanation provides little insight into why she decided to leave the project. There are many reasons why people choose to leave their jobs. There could be opportunities elsewhere or problems within your personal life. However, when it comes to movies and video games, the reason can be a bit deeper. As stated, it is not customary to leave mid-project. When any project lead goes without explanation, there is usually a method behind the madness. When you are an executive or lead of any project, your reputation is attached to it. There are a few big-budget studios out there, and thus, opportunities can be scarce. Only the best get the chance to lead a big project. One good game can build your career, and one bad game can destroy it. It is not uncommon for people to jump ship right before disaster. Considering that this developer is the narrative lead, she will be held partly responsible for the story. If the game flops, it won't read well for the next job. Thus, she might see the impending doom and decide to leave early. Either that or she did not want to work for Playground anymore. Sometimes your job sucks, and you want to move on. Crunch within game studios is terrible, and some can't handle it. Although there is still a long road ahead for Fable, some people are worried about the game for a couple of reasons. The first reveal trailer for the game was received poorly by fans. Some did not like the art style, and others did not like the design of the lead female character. Although I agree that the lead character did not look great, there are speculations that this will be fine in the game. In past Fable games, you could never design your avatar. However, the belief is that you can do that for the upcoming game. If character customization is possible, then the demo that Playground used does not matter. However, if you are stuck with the current lead, there might be some trouble on the horizon. For some fans, it is not the original demo character's design that worries people. Instead, people are worried about what this represents regarding the game's direction. There is a reason why they decided to showcase their lead in such a way. Although video games will always go out of their way to present their leads in the best way possible, Fable did the opposite. Video games have a long-standing history of creating characters that exceed our expectations. These leads do not look like us but how we wish we looked. It is a widespread tactic to attract fans. It is called fan service. You create the best, most desirable avatar you can think of. However, the more progressive crowd feels that this excludes certain player groups. In the spirit of inclusivity, some demand that video games and movies become open-minded and add certain players to their lineup. This means no more women wearing revealing clothes and men looking like bodybuilders. Instead, what you get now is the Saints Row reboot. Fable deciding to design their lead in such a way signals to many fans that they are trying to appeal to a specific audience. It means they are ready to take a more progressive step and update the game for a modern audience. Before fans get too concerned, there is still no indication that this is what they are trying to do. Fans, at this point, are mostly just hoping for the best. This game is still in its early days, thus, most things surrounding it are speculation. For what this franchise once was, many fans are hoping that they can revive it. Where games like Saints Row failed, many hope Fable will succeed. They have all the tools to make this game a massive success. It might work if they go back to their roots and create what the fans want. In 2013, their attempt at a reboot failed. Let's hope that this time around, they can pull it off and make an excellent game for fans to enjoy.